Hey everybody, I'm Chris Metzler, one of the programmers here at SF Indie Fest. We're celebrating our 26th year of bringing some of the most interesting, cool, and independent films from around the world here. Um, I don't think that when our founder Jeff Ross, started the festival 26 years ago, he imagined that he was still going to be doing this. But hey, filmmakers keep on making great films, and we're so excited to be able to share them with the Bay Area. You've had a chance to see the really wonderful opening night film Sisters, and we're lucky enough to have some of the team members here. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Do
Hi, everybody.
do you mind each of you kind of introducing yourself and your kind of role within the film? Mar, do you want to start?
Sure. I am Mar Nova and I'm the director of the film.
We're applauding for the audience. Then
I'll go. I'm Denise Prieto, and I am one of the producers of the film.
And also a actress in the film.
Oh, that's true. A little
Cameo.
cameo in there.
True.
she's really like the producer in the film. One of the producers. But I'm Valeria Maldonado, and I'm one of the actresses and producers and writers of the film, one of the sisters.
I am Virginia Novello. I am one of the producers, writers, actors of the movie.
Sister.
And I'm Marta Mendez. Yeah, I'm Marta Mendez Cross, and what is their producer, writer, actor? PWA. I'm a PWA.
You get a coffee mug with that.
I know. Triple threat. It's a new triple threat.
And a sister.
And a sister. Yes.
PWAS.
Well, this is a really cool film to kind of run across. Maybe a good place to start was like, what was the genesis of the idea, and how did it kind of evolve over the course of filming?
Okay. Well, I always blame Virginia for this project because 9 years ago, I think that's when the idea started. She said, "Hey, let's shoot something for our reel." She had a camera. It should be fast. It should take like no time. I have a 2-page scene. Let's do it. And I was like, let's do it. And then she said, how about we write something instead? And I was like, I don't know. It's going to take a long time. And so, yes, now 9 years later, here we are. It was originally a short film. We did make the short film. Virginia and I wrote, then Marta came and helped us write, and she directed it, 8 months pregnant. And it was also called Sisters, but it was about 2 sisters. And then one of our EPs that is not here today, Gonzalo, said you should make it into a feature film. And so then it's only taken us 8 years to write Forever, and then get the money, and then shoot. And 2 years ago when we shot, Mad came on board and made our vision a reality. And so now 2 years ago we shot it, and now it's finally out into the world, and we're super, super excited. But yes, Virginia is the culprit of all of
She's the culprit of most things in our lives.
Yeah. And Denise came in from the beginning as well. When we started doing the feature film, she had become a really big producer in Mexico City, and so she knew a lot of things that we didn't, and so we were like, please join our team, please. And we we've known her for a long time, and so she's been in this whole 8-year journey with us since the beginning, making this come true. So this awesome team that we have over here.
Well, it looked like it was a lot of fun. What was it, Mara, when you read the script that you kind of first kind of drew you to the project?
Well, when I read the script, I immediately said, I have 2 sisters, so I might be the third one. And I related immediately. I'm from Guadalajara. Like we say in a lot of the Q&As, Mexico, we made it as a one character. So being from like a local, help also kind of like make different locations and not like the typical use of things that we've seen. And I think that also was something that really motivated me. And of course, I think the chemistry is really important. So from the get-go, I really felt the sisterhood and the ups and downs and the coming and going. But at the end of the day, that's family, right? Like that's what like all the film is about. The struggle to be with the people that you love and to be there no matter what.
And as you-
Maud,
And I want to add
I love you.
what Mar, yeah, what she said. She was amazing when we came on board. 4 weeks before we started shooting, it was unbelievable how clear she was in what she wanted in terms of like locations and so she was super quick, very gracious, and just very clear wardrobe and jumped right, jumped to it, dive into it, and started working with the sisters, started rehearsing, and we had already started casting, so she made the process very smooth in the short amount of time that she had, and being on set all together was really, really fun. So yeah, she made it it was very special for all of us.
You all did.
And in the making of the film, how much of it, was the script is written, or given the kind of relationships and kind of chemistry that's just evident there? I mean, was there kind of, any sort of improv, or how did that kind of work into the process at all?
Marta, you
I mean, what was great is that Maud would come in and check in with us when we would get our script for the day. And as writers, it was really exciting to see our words come to life. So staying on script was exciting for us. But Maud would come in with her ideas and say, "Hey, what do you think about this line?" And so I feel like it was meticulous in what we were saying because we worked on the script for so long. But also Maud was so great at saying, "Oh, this is so funny. Yeah, say that again. Let's try this on set." And there were some scenes that were all improv that Maud decided to add later, like the sisters walking through and talking to each other, or fighting or bickering or just teasing. There were a lot of those little moments that Maud fostered on set. But yeah, it was definitely, such a long process with the script that we were very meticulous with each line and what it meant, and how much story was behind the words we were saying. But I appreciate that. That's the greatest compliment an actor can get, is that it feels like improv.
And go ahead.
Sorry, no, I just wanted to say that I remember Mar, because we would do the scene word by word as it was written, but then we'd just keep going. And I remember Mar being like, "I don't know when you're done," because we just la, 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 and be like, "You guys, when do I say cut?"
Yeah.
Was there, given that you had kind of this vision for the film, over, it was kind of gestating over this period of time, what kind of sort of surprises happened during the making of the film that were kind of, I guess, unexpected?
Well, there were beautiful surprises. I think beautiful surprises of like little moments that we would find, we obviously, because we worked on it for 8 years together, we had a visualization of these moments, but then to live in these moments was like a whole other thing. And also when production started, when production started, we were grateful enough that we had a huge, beautiful team. So we stepped away as producers on set and we were just able to be actors, which was beautiful. So a lot of the things that, like, we didn't know a lot of the locations, we were not there for location scouting. We just sort of put our baby there and we're like, here. And so a beautiful surprise was when La Farmacia, one of those places that we actually wrote as an example of like, oh, we would love it could be this, in this place with this women that have like this pharmacy, like all natural pharmacy. And we didn't know that they actually got that specific location. the thing that we were like dreaming about, like we didn't know that's it. So when we got there, because we'd seen pictures on Facebook, we put references and the script, but when we got there, we're like, oh my God, they actually like got the women, we're that pharmacy. And so like putting it together was beautiful. And then some of the not really fun things was that it was really cold, that it was like so cold. And some of the scenes in the Temazcal, which is supposed to be like really hot, of course we couldn't make it hot because of the camera. And so it was like freezing. And then they had to pour water onto all of them. Thank God I didn't have to pour water on me, but like the rest of them. And then the cemetery was also freezing cold to the point where there were some people that were crying of cold, and like, you know, it was really cold. So Mar made a beautiful call to finish the day early and then push it to another day because it got to be too much. And we didn't expect it to be, I mean, it was November. We expected it to be cold, but not that type of cold. It was just like really, really crazy. And so we had those moments of like awe and wonder and magic. And the Temazcal as well, the shaman that was there, one of the men was actually a shaman, and him and Gloria, who plays the shaman, who's also a beautiful medicine woman, they conducted a limpia for everybody on set. And which if you don't,
You guys tell them what Olympia.
yeah, I know, I'm like, you probably don't know what it is, but it's like a cleanse. It's like cleanse with herbs and things like that. And we did it for the whole crew, and it just became like a whole very spiritual day, you know, without, I mean, we knew the sense of the Temazcal is very spiritual, but usually people just do it like a normal film. And actually the owner of the space was like, you know, a lot of people come in and they don't bow respect to the space, and something happens, whether it's to the camera or something happens to the sound. So I'm just letting you guys know that you need to like ask for permission and like actually take this seriously. And I think we all did, and it just became a very spiritual experience for everybody on set. And so that was like a really beautiful also surprise, you know, little moments like that happened. So many magical moments that happened through the film. And this film, we always say that is made because of miracles and angels that came in, because there were many times that it didn't happen, but also many times that almost fell through, and also many times that it got stopped altogether. So because of everybody on board, miracles happened.
That's so cool. You know, often, you know, you hear sometimes from independent filmmakers and actors sometimes is that sometimes they kind of take the creative power into their own hands, you know, writing a script or making a film because, you know, maybe, you know, the roles that they're being offered are not ones that they're excited about, or they just want to challenge them in some ways. When you all were working on this script, were you wanting to kind of like write characters that you weren't normally playing, or were you writing characters that you just like, I guess, just particularly had a, they were stories that you just wanted to be able to share with the world?
I don't know. Like I feel like we all I feel like the movie just sort of guided us. I mean, as actors, we've Virginia and I, we've always written together even prior to this film, and mainly wanting to see more movies about Latina characters that are just about stories. It doesn't have anything to do with cartel or drugs or immigration. And so that has definitely been a focus of ours. And this film really came out organically. There was no intention to be, I don't believe, like it was really just the short film happened. And then the executive producer said, let's make this into a feature film. We're like, oh, great, we're writing a feature. And so then we just kept following the movie, and we keep saying the movie had a mind of its own. It was its own entity asking us to make it. And I know that might sound woo-woo, but it really, really was. It needed to be told, and it was in line with everything that we believe in and the type of stories that we want to tell. And I feel like I wrote, when I was putting my stamp on things, it was very much who I am. So it wasn't terribly hard to play. But those they're type of roles that I do want to play, comedy with heart. So, and sisters, you can jump in and say what you felt, but yeah.
Yeah, I think we definitely played to our strengths. I think, you know, as actors that we are, like you said, we want to take, I guess, the power of you know, making movies in our own. You know, a lot of actors, we just depend on other people casting you, you know, and casting you in roles that you don't necessarily enjoy or love or have fun with. Or so we definitely play to our strengths. You know, of like there's certain essence of each of us of who we are in this movie, of each character. You know, a lot of people can like guess who we are even though they don't even, you know us really. They're like, oh yeah, like Sofia, Lucia, you know, Maria. And that being said, we just obviously exaggerated and amplified a lot of these things for story purpose, you know, and it's not necessarily who we are, but the essence of who we are might be in there. And a lot of the relationship, a lot of the dialogue does come from a lot of conversations between us, you know, that we've had. And we're like, okay, say that again. Like, you know, Marta's an expert of literally writing everything on her phone. Like, so we were having a conversation and she'd be like this. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, this is a great scene. I'm just like saying that this is just amazing. And so she loves Marta till today. Marta would be like, that's a great line. And she would just like put it on her phone. And so when it's time to write something, she has all these like great lines and great stuff of things that we've said or things that we've shared. And so I think that's also part of making it feel very organic for us, that it's actually conversations that we had, or, you know, and the script was very different at the beginning. It was very slapstick. It's bigger. It was more comedy. And we grew with it, you know, and like, I think that's one of the beautiful things about spending 8 years with something, is that it's that you grow with it. If you let it, right? Like there's some people that are like, no, it is what it is, you know, but I think something that we did really beautifully was that we let it grow with us, and we let it change, and we let it get deeper, and we let it break our hearts, and we let it do everything that the script was supposed to do, because all of our heartbreaks and all of our no's and all of our things are in there, you know, and just we let the script guide us, like Marta said. And it became something very, very different from the first draft to now. But I think it's because this is where we are now. And I'm sure if we keep writing it for like 10 more years, it would be something else, you know. It's just this is the moment where we are at, and it collided with like making it. And so it's just beautiful to see where we are at in a deeper, more grown and growth space. So we can share a comedy, but with a lot of depth and a lot of heart.
Very
And
cool. Well,
like just to finish off as with the writer thing and actors writing for themselves, I think besides thinking like as an actor, what do I want to play? You know, because that's a lot of what we do. I think a big thing that changed was like, what do we want to say? Because a lot of the times, you know, you don't get to pick your character, but you really don't get to pick what it is that you're saying in the message of whatever project you're a part of. And in this case, I think there was a lot of focus, even from the short. The short was born out of like, let's talk about forgiveness. And then around that, it was like, who are we? What are we? Like, what are we doing? Blah, 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 blah. So I think the main focus, and even now when we see the film, I feel like all of us are way more concerned about like, does the movie fulfill its purpose in the message? Does it touch people versus does my character look or feel this way? It changed, I think, at least for me as an actress. Instead of focusing on that part, it was like, no, what matters is what does the audience feel? And I think that's a lot of what we were looking for with this film, was in reaching an audience.
so I think you all did a terrific job, and thanks again for sharing the film with us here at SF Indie Fest. It's just a really enjoyable film, and looking forward to see what you guys make next too.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, and we hope everybody enjoys it, watching it as much as we enjoy doing it. So we really appreciate it.
Very
Thank
cool.
you.
Have a great week, guys.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.